Morning, everyone. Just got out the fucking shower. It's 6 in the morning. My cat is starting to breathe through her nose. You can hear it. It's like whistling. So I gave her a bath, get that gunk out, because, her eyes were crusty, this morning. Her nose was all caked up. She does not like me right now. She is not happy. She's a baby girl. She's wet. But you can hear it, like her nose is finally, she's got holes in it. You can see her nose is finally developing, Hey, baby girl, I know, baby. I know, honey. I know you don't feel good. I love her. She was so bad, man. She was, her whole face, her eyes, her whole face was sunken in, that her nose and her eyes and her teeth, her mouth was all scabbed up and pussy and, yellow and white and crusty, and say my mouth wasn't fully developed, and Mama wouldn't let me eat on her nipple. I had to sit here, man, and fucking have my finger in this cat's fucking mouth, you know what I mean, to get it to learn how to chew again. It's crazy, man. Should see, she wasn't bad though. She already kind of knew, She was already sucking. She knew she knew. Her teeth were coming in, which she's upset right now with me. That's why she's trying to stay warm, which I had the heater off for a second because I turned the blow dryer on, and fucking, when you can't turn this heater on, you can't have this heater on and turn the blow dryer on, it'll pop the circuit. So, which I gotta fucking finish. I'm probably gonna get some fucking, can't talk right now, I need to drink coffee and smoke. I gotta buy some fucking laundry detergent because I already use all mine, that little thing, washing my clothes in the wash tub. But I think I'm gonna go down to the actual clothes place down the street and wash my clothes today, way later. I gotta go through all my jackets and stuff. So, all these fucking blankets, fucking sleeping bag. I bought the sleeping bag at a garage sale. I thought it was cool as fuck. It's like so 70s, like the print and stuff. You don't see it. And, the lady told me they never even used it. She fucking bought 2 of them and they never used it. She said she's keeping the other one. So she said she wanted to sell one of them, let someone enjoy it. And I'm happy I got it. It's cool as hell. You don't see them like this, You don't see them like that. And then these I got at a flea market. This was I got these at a fucking flea market at Salvation Army. I go to flea markets all the time in Salvation Army and stuff. And they had 2 of them, which I bought them honestly from my truck because I was, when I came home, I bought that truck for $1,500 from my brother, my uncle. They made $1,000 off of me. Well, my uncle did. And I had that girl staying with me. At that motel for a minute. For a minute, I left that hotel because they were kicking everyone out because they were remodeling the place. I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, you didn't even give us a notice. You know what I mean? You're just like, yep, you got to go. And they're remodeling it, which they did. They weren't lying. I was temporarily sleeping in that truck for a second. And I bought those for a second. I bought those because I was sleeping in that truck for about a month. I slept in the back of that truck for about a month. And I racked up 10 grand in a month. I racked up 10 grand sleeping in that truck. I'm serious. Working, man. Just, working, sleeping. I was still going to that motel. And I would sleep in the parking lot in the truck. Because I still, I didn't know what to do right that side. I didn't know what to fucking do. And then I got her in the truck and this kid with me. You know what I'm saying? It was fucked up, man. And she did not want to help. She didn't want to look for a job. When she did get a job, she fucking stole from me. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. Same with Margot. Margot, it was frustrating because, she's in that situation with these families, and this agency's talking about sending her back. And I got Margarita, you know what I mean, threatening me, you know what I mean, stuff putting me in positions, I packed up her shit and set it right here in the living room, told her she gotta go. Like, you gotta go. Like, you gotta figure this out, honey. You can't stay here. You can't. Because you would be an alien. You'd be an illegal alien because you're not on the program. You're skipping the program because of them. They're forcing you. I told her you need to find another family, which she did. She found another family, and we haven't been together since then. And it shit hurts. It's fucked up. It hurts. Shit's crazy, man. I got her hula hoop, man. She hula hoops. She's listen, man. This woman, she's a pro hula hooper, and she was missing it when she came here. You know what I mean? She's from Mexico, and she didn't bring a hula hoop with her. They don't. Why would she bring a hula hoop with her on a plane? You know what I'm saying? To these families. So, I bought this hula hoop for her, and it didn't have enough weight. So I fucking cut it open. And what's funny is I put noodles in there, the little Italian Vercelli Versamel, you know what the fuck, the little tiny dots, those little tiny ball noodles, those Italian things. I have them in here. I have it taped so they don't fall out, but I'm going to glue it today. I want to glue it for her so it's nice and round. So when I see her, I'm putting this in the truck. When she gets the truck, she has her hula hoop. She can hula hoop. She's gonna freak out when she sees this. So, listen, man. Listen to your girl. Listen to what they're saying. Listen to if you want a wife, right? Listen to her heart. Listen to what's coming out of her mouth. Margarita was talking about hula hoops. Like, she missed it. I could tell. Listen, I went out of my way to get this hula hoop for her. She didn't know I was buying her a hula hoop. She came home, right? She came over here and she always runs to the bed. She would run to the bed and jump on it, you know what I mean? Because she had a long day from work, watching these kids and shit. She would be so happy to come, like, I'd pick her up. She'd be so excited to get here and just relax, She would hop on my bed and just lay back and be like, oh, finally, Well, I put the fucking hula hoop, you put the hula hoop on the bed, that type of stuff. So when, they come in, you jump on it, You gotta do stuff like that, surprise them, You gotta do stuff like that. That's what you're supposed to do, Put the hula hoop on the bed, she runs fucking thinking that, that's gonna be like it always is. She lands on it. What the fuck is that? Pulls it up. That's a hula hoop. Listen, that's what you're supposed to do. She got lucky because I took her canoeing. I almost did it. I didn't do it, which I wish I would have. I almost fucking took the paddle and splashed her with it. I was gonna roll over the canoe with her in it. But we had so much stuff in the canoe. We were far away from home, so you got the backpack, I had phones, you know what I mean, all that stuff in there. So it was like, fuck. If that backpack wasn't in the middle of that canoe, she would have got splashed. She would have got fucked up. So, listen, you only live once, man. That's the type of stuff that you got to do when you're in a relationship, man. It keeps things going. So, she'll come out soon. She's not happy with me at all. She knows, though. She knows that she's getting cleaned up, She's used to it. She don't even cry no more. She just, see what I'm saying? She just does that. She knows. She feels better, she knows that she feels better. That's why she's in there. She's like, okay. Which, the heat's on. I have the heat for her, you know. She's sick, one, you know. She's sick as fuck. Two, I have her on dope right now. Three, she's soaked. She's wet, you know. You can tell she's shaking. She wants to go to sleep. I'll let her. You pull it down, she'll actually lay down. And turn on the fan. She's so used to the fan noise now. Like, if I turn on the fan, she'll go right to sleep. That's what she's waiting for. She's like, what the fuck, where am I? There's no sound. That's what it is. So we're gonna smoke, and we're about to get to the computer stuff, man. You know, we're gonna get stuff done today. I wanted to do it last night, which I did, but by the time the video uploaded and me doing my yoga and everything, I was kaput, man. That's why I rely on the Lord so much. I know for a fact, you know, all the stuff I have done my whole life, you know, all the money I've made and everything I've done, now that I have a relationship with the Lord, and I know that, you know, you can only do so much in a day and how hard it is to get somewhere, I know for a fact that it was the Lord, that the reason why I had all that money in the first place was the Lord. Even though I was doing evil things with it, I was getting it an evil way. Listen, getting the drugs isn't evil. Selling the drugs isn't evil. That's not the problem, because it isn't the drug that's killing the person. It's the evil. It's the cut and everything else that these people aren't, you know, the shit's not regulated. You know what I mean? The stuff, nobody knows what doses they're getting. You know, they don't know what milligram it is. That type of stuff. That's why people are dying. You know, there's nothing wrong with the plant and it being grown. We need this. We need these things. God put them on this earth for a reason, for us to use. It blows my mind. It's hilarious, right? That a country, right, will sit there, okay, and prosecute somebody for cocaine, right, to have possession of cocaine, right? But yet you can go to the doctor, right, and get dental work, okay, done, right? And when they numb you, Novocaine, right, they put it in here, Novocaine, to numb you. What do you think that is? That is cocaine. They took cocaine plant, the company, right, made a derivative of it. It's very similar to cocaine. And then they make the product, right, to help you. Why is it that the government can use this stuff, can deal out this stuff, but a regular person can't? It doesn't make any sense. The person doing the dental work, the doctor and everything else is human just like me. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's pure evil. All drugs should be legalized. All drugs, they're not even drugs. We shouldn't even call them drugs. They're substances. They're everything. A food is a substance. We have to eat it. We have to have this stuff. The stuff isn't going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to tell people. It's the evil. The evil one will get, you know, he gets people all fucking twisted up. He loves it. He revels in it. I'm thinking about taking him still. I really am, because he's not fighting Mentora. He's not beating on her. I don't know, we'll see. I got to get the boat first, you know. We'll see. So that's what we're about to be doing today soon. Not looking at physically, but I'm going to be showing you guys on the computer. So I have been working. I got my favorite background on, which is this one. It's my favorite background, man. It is. Don't upload to VirusTotal. Please don't upload backdoor to www.virustotal.com. You can upload output backdoor file to no-distribute.com plus enter. This is, these are all, they're hacking things. They're computer stuff, all these are representing programs that have been written in Kali Linux. I use them. I use all of them. This is all programming. So all this is literally words and characters. This is what we do. When we develop and stuff. Like all your games that you guys play and everything. All that stuff. I'll show you guys. Eventually. There's programs that I've written that people use that have this stuff in it. You know what I mean? I have my signature. This is that person's signature. You get what I'm saying? This is the signature. People will hide the stuff in their programs when they develop it. And when they mean by backdoor, right? So whenever a real developer, if he's a real good developer and he's smart and he's selling his software and stuff like that, he'll make a backdoor. And that's what this means, the backdoor. So if he sells his program, his software, right, he wants access to it. He wants to be able to get access to it. You know what I mean? So what he'll do is he'll create a backdoor. So he'll find a way, an exploit. He'll create an actual bug on purpose. So when, if he needs to get in there, you know what I mean? Somebody gets a hold of his software or locks it down or whatever and everything, he can always get into the software. So, and we can be really technical too. You get all the way down into binary, which that's what I study. This is what I'm studying, which I believe, God created this. You know what I mean? God, if we're learning all this, right, we're studying all this, and the Bible says God is in everything. God is everything. God is in everything. God is everywhere all at once, right? He uses math to create all of this, right? So therefore, this stuff is him. I'm learning it. I'm studying him. I'm studying the earth. I'm studying him. The Bible says, if you want to know who God is, all you got to do is study the earth. You can see his work in everything. Everything's perfect. But it pissed him off. He had to curse it. Wouldn't that piss you off? You create this whole fucking perfect earth, right? Your highest creation, right? The best of the best you've ever created, right? And then here you got fucking some stupid ass friend, some fucking family member like Lucifer, fucking everything up. So now you got to fucking start all over. That's what happened. He cursed the earth because he knew that it wasn't perfect anymore. It couldn't be perfect. Because if we're suffering here on this earth forever, that's not perfection. And God is perfect. So therefore, he had to curse it. He cursed the earth. He cursed the universe. That's why everything is decaying. Because he told it to. He said, you're going to die. You're going to the ground you came, the ground you will go. But he did it, the whole thing. So, we're smoking. But yeah, we're getting to it, man. I wanted to do it last night, which I did. I did do work last night, but you guys, when it's uploading and stuff, I can only do so much, show you guys so much by myself. This has low battery, which, that's awesome. I left it on all night last night, I think. So, that's good though. It means I can see if the battery will actually charge all the way up, and then I'll pull it, and then I'll see how long it lasts today. We'll benchmark it. I plan on doing computer stuff, And then I told everyone not to come over. I told Bill, I'm going to be riding out tonight. What did Bill came over? He ended up being over here for a good hour and a half, talking. I didn't get any computer work done. What can you do, I'm not going to tell Bill no, He wants to come over, he wants to talk, he's lonely, it's not like he's lonely, but he's excited, what I'm saying? He wants to come hang out with me, I went over to his house, I got that cat, I just showed you guys in the last video, you know what I mean? He was so excited just to have me over, you know? I get it. I truly, honestly understand where he's coming from, you know, why he wants to hang out. I want to hang out too, you know? Which is odd. I have a thing of weed somewhere. I don't know what I did with it. It's odd. Huh. Oh, let me grab my coffee. I need to start drinking my coffee. No, it's weird. I got a jar of weed, right? Oh, that's why. Dirt. Remember, we fucking put all the buds together and put it in one jar. I feel stupid. Dirt. Which, I'm looking for a jar, right? To break down weed. Huh. There's already weed on the tray. I'm over here fucking I'm telling you, man. That's what happened. I'm not awake yet. I'm not up. I don't have enough coffee in me. We got to put batteries in this. We're about to play some Grand Theft Auto, hopefully. That's the first thing I'm doing today. Is setting up this controller. We're going to see if we're going to try to hook up this controller. So I'm actually about to go put the batteries in it now. Which, I want rechargeable batteries. I would like to get the base and all that for this, but this was a gift. This was my very first gift since I came home. This was a Christmas gift, actually, by the way. This was my Christmas gift, and it was red. I got 2 things from that person, and the other one thing I broke on purpose and threw it away because the person cursed it. There was negative energy around it, and there was bad thoughts because of it. So if you have anything like that, someone gave you something and you know you have negative thoughts from it, being in your house every time you walk past it, it makes you feel a certain way, makes you upset, get rid of it. Throw it out. Get rid of it now. Anything, clothes, whatever it is. Because if that person knows it's on their conscience, right? And they know that that thing is in the house, right? Or in your life, and they don't like you, they can send energy to it and it will affect you. That's facts. So if there's anything negative in your house from any past relationships, anything like that, get rid of it. It's got to go. Make it gone. It's fine if it's got good thoughts, right? Like this, you know, it's an ex-girlfriend that bought me this for Christmas. And her name's Brittany. Good woman, very good woman. Smart, intelligent, good work ethic. Very, very good work ethic. On work all the time. You know, drives a brand new Jeep. You know what I mean? Like, expensive Jeep. I'm not talking, you know, not a cheap thing. You know, a nice Jeep. A real nice car. You know, she works really, really hard for what she has. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this on. All right, we're going to turn the Bluetooth. We're going to hold this till it starts blinking so we know it's searching. All right, so we're going to set it down. So the reason why I wanted the Xbox One controller is because they're Bluetooth. The Xbox 360 controllers, you got to buy a dongle most of the time for it to work, or you just plug it in. But this one, you know, it's new Bluetooth game controller found. What's crazy is it's seen it automatically because it's Windows 11. That's awesome, man. And it's connecting automatically too. Your device is ready to go. Let's see this thing. Xbox controller. It even tells you the battery juice, man. That's nice. Let's see if it... No, it doesn't give you any options. Give me right click. No. So it doesn't let you change anything. But that's awesome. I was about to go here to Bluetooth, right? And I was going to go here, add a Bluetooth device. It would have popped up this menu. I would have clicked here, add device, and then we would have added the Xbox controller once it's seen it. But it automatically picked it up immediately. It's installed already. That's awesome. And so we'll go Windows Update, see if there's any Windows updates. Says we're up to date, but we'll check, I gotta keep Windows 11 on here. I gotta have it. So that's why I bought the laptop, because it had Windows 11 on it. Plus, it was only $300, and it's, a $2,000 laptop. The guy literally went out of his way to make sure that I was like somebody that was gonna use it, somebody that's not, a troublemaker or anything like that. He was trying to bless somebody because he didn't want to get rid of it and lose out on the money, but he needed the $300 like right then and there. He needed the money now. So, I had the money now, right? So therefore, I was able to get the value, which that's really important when you're doing business and you want to get ahead. You have to purchase everything and make sure that you're purchasing things with value. Don't buy anything new. If you're running a business, you want to buy a business, you want to run $1 million business and stuff. As of right now, if you're on the bottom, don't buy anything new when it comes to trying to make money. There's no reason to buy anything new. You're not going to make any money if you're paying retail for it, right? And it's new from the store. The only way you can do that is if there's certain things, which we'll go over. Like cell phones, right? A lot of phones, they're American phones when they come out. These phones, they're not allowed in other countries like Russia. There's certain places that don't get iPhones, right? I couldn't tell you how many iPhones I've sent to Russia and made $1,000 a phone. Okay. I was doing that for a long time. Actually, I've made a lot of money off that stuff. It's weird how to explain it. Because a lot of people get confused. But if you have any blacklisted iPhones, all right, the MEID number or IMEI number, one's digital, one's analog. If they're blacklisted, I can factory unlock them. You won't be able to use them here in the United States because the servers, the computers, that MEID number, that IMEI number, that MEID number is on a blacklist. So none of the phone internet providers, phone providers, will put it on their system because the numbers that are on that phone aren't allowed to. It won't. The system won't allow it. Because the phone, either one has money owed on it and or whatever reason, it could be stolen, whatever reason it is. So what a lot of people do is they'll take the phone, they'll factory unlock it, so you can put another SIM in it. So if it's an IMEI phone, if it's an MEID phone, you can still do it, but it's just a little different. The phone app works different in a different way. And then, once you unlock it, right, so you can put a different SIM in it so it can work on a different frequency, a different bandwidth. You can, therefore it's not region locked anymore. You can ship it out to countries that are like Russia or, China, other places, and it can be used because it's on a different network and it's not blacklisted. The computer servers that are over there don't have that number on its system to blacklist it. So therefore you have a phone that's worth nothing here in America, right? For instance, like an iPhone 10, right? And then it ain't worth shit here, but you send it over there, they can use it. They're sending you $700 for the phone, over eBay. There were scams going on. The longest for a while, man, I couldn't tell you how many. It's a hood thing, how many black people would approach me and, when I ran my store, my business, right? And would try to get me to sell them, 4 or 5 phones, you know what I mean? And I wouldn't have it. I knew what was up, They'll pay people what they'll do is they'll pay people to go ruin their credit, right? They'll pay a crackhead, that's got, that hasn't fucked up their credit yet, that's still got decent credit, or no credit at all. They'll give them the money, say, hey, look, you go in there, you get me 4 iPhones with the family plan. They'll pay for everything right up front, They'll pay whatever they got to pay to get the phones, right? In their name, They still owe all that money on the phones, And they'll get all 5 phones or whatever phones, as many as they can get. That person goes in there, comes out, right? That person gets paid off. Now that guy takes those phones, right? He goes home, immediately goes home. All those phones are about to be blacklisted. All of them, because they're not being paid for. All those iPhones are $1,000 phone a piece, right? They're not being paid for. So they're blacklisted, There's money owed on them. So what they'll do is they'll go on the internet. They'll find a place that will factory unlock it, give you the code, which is just reverse engineering the code to give you the unlock code, right? Once they get the unlock code, they unlock it. They list it on eBay, and they sell the phone for twice as much as what it costs here in America. And all the people in Russia and other countries, the millionaires, they want the newest phone. They want the newest iPhone. And they can't have it because they're in a country that isn't allowed to have it, right? So therefore, they're willing to spend $3,000 on an iPhone. So therefore, this guy just went and got 4 iPhones, right? For example, right? For basically nothing, $1,000 in a sense, right? He gave this bum $1,000 total up front, This bum went into the store, got 4 phones in his name. Going to ruin their credit. Don't care though. They're about to go get their drugs. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck. They're not going to jail because it's a white collar crime. It's not. You get what I'm saying? It's fraud. It's not. You can't go to prison for it. See what I'm saying? It's a big scam. Listen, that's going around. It's big. That's one of the biggest things in the phone game. One of them. There's other things going on too, but that's one of them. And you can make a lot of money and loot doing it, man. And the reason why I say though, it's not all bad either. All of that stuff I just said is not always a bad situation. It's not always a situation where somebody, got a phone. So, you got to remember sometimes, things happen where, like the phone might break or something, like there's something going on with the board, or whatever it is, that IMEI number is still good. The MEID number is still good, right? So people, what they'll do is, that phone is still worth something. So they'll find like an older phone that is blacklisted, right? And you can do this with MEID phones. So IMEI phones are like AT&T, T-Mobile, they're GSM. The other ones are MEID numbers. They used to just be MEID numbers. They use lower frequencies. They're analog, and those are the channels that they own. They're not allowed to operate on higher channels. But because we have internet now and data, right? These companies like Sprint, right? For instance, and Verizon, right? They own all these older waves. They've had them for all these years. They still want to use them. So they still use them in a sense, right? Because they'll use the MEID number to use like talk and text. Because it's an analog, but if you're surfing the internet, you use the data, which is a different modem. Like Verizon phones, they have 2 modems in them. They're dual band phones. They communicate not only through IMEI for data, for internet, right? They have an MEID number as well to communicate when you talk, which in theory that is kind of nice in a sense, because you got both frequencies, right? You can use both bandwidths. You can use different towers in a sense, and you get in theory, right, you would be able to get better connection because you're able to connect to more towers. But Verizon doesn't use the highest frequencies. The highest frequencies AT&T owns, you know. AT&T is probably on a technical, if you want to be technical, AT&T is probably your best when it comes to frequency. It travels the farthest. But which are GSM, they use IMEI numbers. They don't have MEID numbers in their phones. They just use strictly GSM. They talk, text, data, everything goes through the GSM, through digital bandwidth. Which, you know, their frequencies are higher, which they travel farther. But the reason why Verizon gets better service than AT&T in a technical basis is because they have more towers. Verizon has, you know, way more towers. You know, during the 90s, they invested so much money in infrastructure, and that's why they were able to, you know, outperform everybody, including AT&T. But AT&T is technically going to be your best, you know, hands down when it comes to signal frequency. That's why, like, if you've ever owned an AT&T phone or a service, right? If you've ever been in like your car or like your phone is near your computer, near some speakers, when the phone, you'll know you're getting a phone call before the phone even goes off because the interference, the signal coming from the tower is so strong, sending it to that phone that the speakers are picking up on the static, on, you know, the electric, the magnetic, you know, the radiation coming from the signal, you know. That's how you know AT&T is the best when it comes to frequency. They use the highest bandwidth with, you know, it travels like this, you know. Same with like 2.4 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz, right? All these new Wi-Fi's are running, you know, 5 gigahertz, but high throughput, right? They can transfer a lot of speed really fast, but the distance is short because the signal is like this, you know, it's going fast, you know, like da 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 da. You know, 2.4 gigahertz, it's a low latency. You know, it goes the sound wave, the if you were to picture it, it goes like this instead of like this, it goes like this, so it travels farther. You know, it's deeper. The voice, you know, in a sense, it's deeper, it travels farther. It resonates lower, you know. Um, Sound and everything, man, it's all the same. Sound travels, right? If our sound travels, right, Wi-Fi is in the same thing. It uses. You got a lot to learn. People have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn. I'm still learning. I learn every day. This is what I do all day. Study. This is what I love, and this is my problem. Is I've had a hard time my whole life finding anybody, including a woman, that talks like this, that wants to learn constantly. Marga was the first woman that actually intrigued me with her intelligence. She was the first one that actually made me hard. Um, just standing there. She's the first woman I actually slept with that I could sleep with a condom and actually get off. First woman to actually take care of me. First woman that actually was a woman that actually put me in my place and you know what I mean, is looking for what I'm looking for, which is family. She wants a family, which I have a feeling that she might, you know, she might not wait for me if I don't hurry up. You know what I'm saying? You know, she you know, lives in Mexico City. You know what I'm saying? She's only here temporarily. You know, she's gonna go back. You know what I mean? To home, to see her family and want to be there. I gotta go. If I want this woman in my life, if I want to marry this woman, if this woman, if I have to go, I have to. So please subscribe to my channel. Please help me get to Mexico City. Please help me get to Mexico City. I need it. When I get there, I'm gonna be doing documentaries on the butterflies. Mexico City is the monarch butterfly capital. You know, it's the butterfly capital of the world. All the monarch butterflies fly. They fly up here when they mate down there. They fly down there to mate and cocoon, and then they fly up here after. It's insane. Which we could look it up. So I'm excited. The controller works. We gotta download some stuff though. So a lot of people don't know this stuff. When you download games, right, on Windows, if you want your games to run good and be good, you gotta make sure all the drivers are up to date and stuff. So we're gonna download DirectX. We're gonna make sure DirectX is updated. So Microsoft support details, how to install the latest version of DirectX. Let's see. All right. All right, let's just do this. We're gonna go back here, click on this. There we go. Yep, that's what we want. All right, it downloaded. Yep, we want this, so we're gonna right click, run as administrator. You want DirectX. This is the software, the drivers, all that stuff to, it makes the game run good. You need all that stuff. This is gonna download all of it, like all the old stuff and all the new stuff. It's gonna update everything. If you play games, Windows games, you gotta download this. You gotta have it. It's part of Windows stuff. It's Microsoft stuff, gaming stuff. Which I'll be developing. I'm gonna be developing stuff. I'll be using, DirectX stuff. I'm gonna be developing really heavy on this machine, on this Windows machine. I like Windows. I love Windows. I always have. I just prefer Linux. It's so good, man. So this is what we're going to be doing all day, is this type of stuff. Installing software on the internet, all that stuff. Which I downloaded OBS Studio here, so once I get things going, we are going to be able to record everything I do on here, and you'll be able to see the mouse and stuff. So we're going to be doing some video editing. Once I get everything set up, I can record whatever it is I'm doing on here, and then we'll put it, we'll save it, and then we'll take some other video footage and we'll see what we can do. I've never really done any video editing, so this is all going to be new to me. All this stuff can be deleted because we already used it, blah, blah, blah. So, click. I'm still used to, this is Windows 11. I'm not used to where things are at. This is my first time using Windows 11 since it's been out, really. I've been using Windows 10. I tried to put Windows 11 on that other laptop, but it wouldn't allow me to because the TPM security module, which is stupid because that laptop is more than capable of running it. But what's stupid is the last update, the last BIOS update they ran for that laptop was 2019, which was only 2 years after they released the laptop, which I thought was stupid. They stopped supporting it. Which means it was a really expensive laptop, man. It had a 4K screen on it. Which means people probably they didn't buy a lot of them. That's what that means. The laptop was too expensive or whatever it was, It wasn't a good laptop to people. What it was is most likely it was because it had a 4K screen. Not many people bought them because they were so expensive, when they first came out. You're talking $3-4 grand for something like that. So Dell, stop. If you don't have a bunch of those machines, right, people aren't using them, what's the reason to push software out for it, right? Makes sense, right? So we do have OBS Studio. We're going to have to learn how to use this. This is what I'm going to be using to do my YouTube streaming, everything. So when you install this, right, it asks you, are you going to be doing mostly video creation or are you going to be streaming? I gotta get a YouTube RSA key. I don't have one. You gotta have 1,000 subscribers. I'm pretty sure to even get that. So we got a lot of work to do to get an RSA key from them, But this is it, We're gonna be, start streaming, start recording. We can make virtual cameras. It does the audio. It's picking up my sound, my voice. See? 35 decibels, 30 decibels. That's what we're going to be using to do everything. So, if you want to join, you want to start recording, doing YouTube stuff, videos, that stuff, any type of recording, your best bet is OBS Studio. It's open source, it's free. But it is also the most advanced, most developed software to do what it is that we're doing. So I can almost guarantee that almost every single YouTuber out there knows this software or has come across OBS Studio or has known something of it, right? It even tells you your CPU usage, 30 frames per second, so it tells you, the graphics usage. I'm excited. So we got to get this system fully updated. That's what we're kind of doing. I got DirectX. It says it's updated. We got to check drivers. I updated the drivers. I did that last night. So you go down here. You go to advanced options. And then, it gives you all this different stuff. It was optional updates, and it was in here, and it had all the drivers from Windows, which is fine, We're about to be going to Lenovo though, and checking out the actual website and seeing what stuff is going on with this laptop. So what we need to do first is we're going to do this. Since we just downloaded all that stuff, right? We're going to shut it off. We updated that stuff. We downloaded all those drivers. We're shutting it down. What we're going to do is we're going to write the service tag number, the model number of the laptop on a piece of paper. So, I'm going to put these batteries up. And this is what we're doing. I'm going to show you guys how to do this the right way. That's how you do this, man. Professional. This is how you make money, man. This is how I've earned millions of dollars, all right? And I'm talking total, Obviously, I didn't make that, it's not $1 million home. I didn't make $1 million take home. I'm talking, I had over $1 million, assets between businesses and stuff. So, I'm working on $1 million take home. this time. That's why I'm working for myself this time, not with other people. All right, so I got this. So we know it's a ThinkPad, but what we're really after is this number right here. You want the service tag number, honestly, because the service tag number, you can write down the model number. That's fine. That's what you want, is the model number. So this is a 20QUS0N00. And then it doesn't have a service number. It just has a serial number and a model number. It doesn't have a service tag number, which surprises me. Which this should be the service tag number right here. This should be the service tag number. And the reason why I say you want the service tag number is because when you type in this model number, right, it's going to bring up this laptop, right? But when you order it from the internet, like say you order it from Lenovo, right? Or you order, from Dell, right? That Dell has that model number, but say, you order it from them and it gives you options to upgrade the RAM or upgrade the hard drive, right? So, or put a different graphics card in there. They'll have different options, you know what I mean? So that's why it's important to get the service tag number, because the service tag number is unique to what those options are. So you might have a laptop that was made in China, right? And then you might have the same laptop that was made in North America. It's the same exact laptop, same everything, right? For the most part. But one might have a Fuji screen in it, and then the other one might have a Panasonic screen in it. And just because it's in different regions, right? Because that Fuji screen it made more sense to put that screen in the laptop, because they paid, they bought all those screens at wholesale on that side of the world instead of, over here, right? They use these screens because it doesn't make any sense for them to send a ship all the way over to there to get those screens and bring them over to put them in the laptops in this facility at this factory. It doesn't make any sense. So they're the same screens. They have the same, the same specs, but they're from two different companies. So therefore, things might be just a little different. That's why it's important to get the service tag number. You don't always have to have it, but if you're running into problems, like trying to find certain drivers, that type of stuff, that might be your reason. Also, if you're ever repairing screens, right, that's why you come into the issue. I've had so many people say, I ordered the screen for this model number, 20QOS0NS00, they gave me this screen. Well, yeah, because you ordered the screen from the model number, you went off the model number. You didn't pull the screen out and get the model number off the actual LCD panel. That's what you're after. Because even though it's the same model, like I just said, one might have a different screen, even though it's the same, same thing. So it might have a different connector or something, even though it's the same thing. I've had that problem, I've made a lot of money doing laptop screen repairs. People hate doing it. They don't know how to do it. They get overwhelmed. And it's really actually easy. It's just, you gotta take your time. You gotta have a procedure. If you do it by a procedure and you do everything how you're supposed to do it, listen, I'm making $200, $300 profit on some of these laptops. They're buying the screen, right? I have them buy the screen. The screen comes in. I'm charging $150, $200 to put it in. It's only taken me an hour to put it in. I just earned $200 for an hour of my work. And say I do 5 of them in a week. Listen, I was making $40,000 a month. I was making $40,000 a month myself doing this type of stuff. Everybody loves electronics now, man. And it's mostly phones. I was making all my money off of phones. doing screen repairs. I was putting up most of my stuff was water damage, screen repairs, and charge ports. You know, that's where I became a millionaire, was cell phone repair. Um, that's how I was making all my money between all my business partners and stuff. That's what we were doing. So, um, and I was making money doing other things too. Stupid things. Because I had money. I was trying to, what I'm saying. I was trying to double the money I already had, which didn't get me nowhere. It got me in trouble. It brought me around people I didn't need to be around. So it looks like this is actually the same number as this. It's the same tag. So that's what we're going with. But there's some words right here I can't read. It's all dark. So we're going to grab a flashlight and see what it says. It says ThinkPad P1 Gen 2. It says manufactured for Lenovo, 20 volts, 6.75 amps. EU for Europe, it says contact Slovakia. So, yeah, it doesn't have anything. It has a Windows certified sticker, which is a Windows 11 product key. I'm sure it's behind it. You might not even need the number anymore. I don't know how Windows 11 does lock down. It might not even use a product key anymore. They might have something else now. Because, I've never paid for a Windows operating system, which I hate to say that. Because you should be. I've had customers pay for it. You know what I'm saying? For them, for their computer, to do it right. You know what I mean? If it's a corporate, like if it's a company, I'll make them buy it, because that's what they need. They need that license, because once I'm gone, if they have problems and stuff, they got to be able to, be able to contact Microsoft and have Microsoft fix their stuff, you know what I mean? And if Microsoft sees that their shit ain't, fucking real, it's piracy, it's been copyrighted, then they're not going to help them. So therefore, if a customer comes to me and says, hey, I need a Microsoft operating system, if they don't have one, I'm going to tell them to purchase one. I'm not going to take it off the internet, put it on their computer, and then have them, get them, charge them for it and make that difference. Because people do that. Don't do that. That's why you're not a millionaire, because you're not contributing to the original developer, right? Like Microsoft, which, I used to be like that, man. I used to say fuck Microsoft, But now that I've owned millions of dollars, I've ran a company, you know what I'm saying, that has made millions of dollars. And I've been in trouble. I've wrote programs, you know what I mean? I listen to music, I give credit to those people, all the music I download, I give credit to those people, I have bought their music. If I like their music, I download their music for free. I'll go out of my way to buy their album to support them. So, I gotta go piss. I don't know if it's just me, but like if I take a piss, I'll actually piss on the side of the toilet bowl so I don't make any noise. I'll try to do that, which really just makes a mess because a lot of times I miss. I end up pissing on the floor. I gotta fucking clean it up. So yeah, we gotta get this laptop updated and running. So that's what we're doing right now. Smoke, which just went out. So I was thinking about doing a dual boot with this laptop, but I think it's going to be better if I run VMware Workstation. So a dual boot, right? See how it just turned on and went right to Windows, operating system Windows 11, you know, and then this computer's running Kali Linux. A dual boot is what will happen is when I turn it on, there's two operating systems on the hard drive, and then on the master boot record, I'll have information. It'll ask me what operating system I want to boot. So I'm going to tell them, Windows or Linux. I'll select it. But I don't want to do that with this machine. I really want this machine to stay a Windows machine. I want this machine to be solely a Windows developing computer. It's going to stay Windows, period. So I got to do something because I got to have Linux. I got to be able to develop in it and use Linux. So what we're going to do is we're going to use VMware Workstation, which I might end up having to buy a copy. I'm thinking about torrenting it for now because I absolutely need it. But I might go to VMware, their website, and see what free options they have. If we can download VMware Workstation for free from their website and do what I need to do without paying for it for now, I'll be happy. If not, I might end up torrenting it and getting the professional version for free. It's possible I might do that. Do I want to? No. I'm probably going to end up using VirtualBox instead, which is open source. It's an open source version, but it's not as good. VMware is definitely going to be where it's at, and that's also why I bought this ThinkPad. Because Dell and Intel and Lenovo, IBM, most of their computers are set up, they're designed, their processors, their architecture are designed to run emulation, VMware and stuff like virtualization software. So, and developing it. So that's also why I wanted this laptop. So now that we got that number, what we need to do is we got to go to Lenovo. We got to go to the website and see what all there is for this thing. So we're going to go, let's see. We want support drivers and software. Click here. It says search product by serial number, machine type. So Lenovo does it by serial number, so they don't do it by service tag number. So we'll type in the model number since that's what I got. Q U P1 Gen 2. This is it. This is it. Which it does automatic. We want to do manual. Select drivers. We want to see what's going on. It says recommended 39 drivers. Holy shit. That's a lot. The main thing I'm looking for is BIOS, but we want to list this stuff. Let's just... There we go. ThinkPad USB dock firmware. So the first one I'm going to do is BIOS. So I'm looking for a BIOS update. Looking for the newest one. We got this one. So BIOS update utility Windows. That's what we want. This is this utility and bootable CD. That's nice to have if the computer crashes, that type of stuff. Which we'll eventually get that. Probably put it to the side, so we have it for emergencies. Which it even has BIOS update utility for Linux as well, which is awesome. That means this computer people are developing in Linux for it. It's awesome. That's also why I bought Lenovo. I bought it though. I know all the Linux geeks, anybody that's somebody that's into computers, I guarantee they have a ThinkPad. Alright, so that's downloaded. We'll go ahead and see if we can find it another way. Files. It's got to be in my downloads folder, right? It is. So we'll go ahead and run it. Which we're going to hit no because we didn't right click. We want to right click, run it as administrator. Make sure you never run anything as administrator or nothing if it's not from a website that is legit, like an actual, from the website itself, like the company. Don't download stuff from places you don't know and install it because you're going to fuck up your shit. So it says update model number and update ThinkPad BIOS. We want to update the ThinkPad BIOS. Never do this without your computer plugged in. You will brick it. You'll fuck everything up. Don't unplug it. Make sure it's plugged in. Don't accidentally unplug it. Don't fucking have the cord out in the open so somebody can fucking snag it with their foot while you're doing this. You will ruin everything. You will lose everything. You'll lose a laptop. You might as well. It will be a paperweight. It's updated, so it means it's fully up to date. That surprised me right there. I don't believe that. He must have updated it recently. Unless Windows did. So yeah, we're about to go through all of this and download all this stuff. So it does have the updated BIOS, which I could have checked it, but it only takes a second to run, So let's see, audio, Synaptic Audio Feature Driver for Windows 11. Yeah, let's download. Get the sound driver. Gotta have that. It says it has some Dolby Atmos speakers, which I've never owned a laptop that had Dolby Atmos speakers on it, so I don't even know what they sound like. I haven't. You'd think I've been wanting to get to this machine, use it, but fucking, I've been packing up and everything else, doing all this stuff. This is really my first time using the laptop since I bought it. This is the most I've used it so far. It's funny because I've had so much stuff, you know what I mean, and so many computers and stuff, and I've been doing this for so long. Like any other normal person, the first day they got this is they would have been up all night, fucking playing with it. Nothing else would have mattered. That's just how people are. But I've been doing this so long, I already knew, I knew I would be able to enjoy it when I was, soon. So I knew I had to take care of stuff. So, of course, I take care of stuff that needs to be taken care of first before I play. Business comes before play. Every day. Every time. Oh, yeah, we're going to update. Reboot. Windows, man, always rebooting. We're going to... Usually I take all the drivers So all the drivers I download, usually I save them. I put them in a folder, which we'll do eventually. I'll put them on that hard drive, my 4 terabyte hard drive. That way, if this computer fucks up and stuff, I'm out on the water. I don't have to have internet to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is already there. So we're gonna open up the browser again. All right, we got the sound driver. We don't have a dock yet. We don't need it yet, even though I should, but we don't need it. It's always good to get the drivers from the actual manufacturer. The manufacturer drivers, most of the time, are going to be better than the actual drivers that Windows develops, okay? But even though it's funny though, because a lot of times, even though you download this, right, and you install it, Windows ends up changing it anyways. But the reason why I do this is because when it installs, right, from the factory, a lot of times it installs stuff, extra DLL files and dependencies that Windows didn't develop. So therefore, it's always good to do this. All right, that's down. Camera card reader. We're good with that. Diagnostic. No. Create bootable. No. We don't need none of that. Let's see what this enterprise management shit is. Windows utility to read and write asset ID information from Windows. This utility runs Windows to read and out and store an asset ID data from ThinkPad. It is to provide clear and set feature of an asset ID and information. Yeah, we'll read that. It sounds like we're gonna need that. What it is it's some type of utility that is developed from Lenovo for this laptop to handle business stuff specifically. So yeah, we definitely want that. This is why I bought the laptop, for business. That's why I'm keeping Windows 11 on it. SAC package for Windows 11. This package provides device drivers that think like peers and are allowed to play Windows images with. Yeah, we want that. We're downloading. So it says this package provides the device drivers and a .inf file form for ThinkPad computers in order to allow you to deploy Windows images with Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager. Of course, we're going to be developing for Windows, managing Windows servers, that type of stuff. I'll be doing all this stuff with you guys. You guys are about to see me doing some crazy shit next year. You guys will be like, what the fuck? This guy knows all this stuff? What the fuck? I did what? You're going to see some cool ass shit. If you subscribe. You got to subscribe to see it, right? Because if you don't subscribe, you're watching my shit, I'll find you. And I'll take down your computer. I'll take down your phone. You won't